What's good, peeps? It's your boy, Uncle Fred, back in the house, back in the saddle one more again. A little late in the day. It's about 2:18. Not gonna be on here, but about maybe 15 minutes. Cowboys dropped one to the Bengals. We're gonna tell you about it a little bit. Just give you my little, um, just a little bit of my perspective on it. I know what the low hanging fruit is, but I'm gonna reach a little higher in the tree than what other folks be talking about. So we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. Y'all hang tight with your boy.
2 times on the beat, bitch.
What's good, people? Again, it's your boy Uncle Fred back in the house one more again. Hit that like, comment, and subscribe. I just want to tell you guys one, just for just you know for record keeping. Look, if and I appreciate everybody that watch and view the video for various reasons and things of that nature. You want to see what your boy talking about, but please, if you view the video, please just hit a like for me. Do that for me. That'll trigger algorithms and let other folks know that Uncle Fred got some stuff on, and they'll view. They ain't gonna probably not gonna view it tonight while I'm on at 2:19, 2:20, whatever it is in the morning. And But they can view it later, and they'll trigger other algorithms. The algorithms will let other folks know that I'm on and what have you. Please, if you watch the video, sometimes it'll 50, 75, 100, whatever views, and it may be like 4 likes. Come on, man. If you watch the video, just hit the like button. It don't cost you no money or nothing. Just cost you just a keystroke. It's okay. Just do that. It's just a courtesy. Just do that if you don't mind. All right. All right, man. Let's get to it, man. So I kind of paused and kind of pumped my brakes, and I didn't really want to. I didn't really get on the airways to talk about, because the Cowboys had a lot of stuff to talk about last like week and a half or whatever from since the Giants game win over on Thanksgiving. We had the stuff with Dak and the Mike McCarthy and giving him his vote of confidence. Mike getting on the thing and saying, I don't know what Dak talking about and all that foolishness. And I kind of like resisted the urge to get into that stuff, but I really did have some good thoughts about that, but I was like, no, I don't want to get on talk about, because it becomes like a soap opera at that point. And me, I like to keep it all about the football, all right, as much as possible. Most of the stuff I talk about is about, well, get these players, get that players. Why are we not getting players in the event, in the attempts to put the best football team on the field that will give us a chance to win? So that's my thing. So, um, but yeah, all this other stuff, and cause that kind of reaches back to the thing, and that's kind of what what this game did. And I didn't put that in my captions, but we were always looking, well, let's win as many games as you can win. I'm not with Team Tank because I think Team Tank puts a different kind of odor in the room, if you understand what I mean. Odor, like a smell in the room because you start losing on purpose. Like I watched the game yesterday, yesterday meaning Sunday, with the Carolina Panthers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, Carolina really should be tanking, right? But if you saw how Bryce Young was playing and Adam Thielen looked like somebody shot his dog at the end of that game because they were trying to win. Kind of like how Micah looked tonight, right? All right. So there's something to be said for people and players that's trying to win, is giving it their all, because that's why they pay you, right? Um, so 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 if we win so many games, then the idea is going to come out. Well, if we win so many games, then Mike probably stays, right? Because with all the stuff that's gone against him this year, them not getting nobody in free agency, all the injuries and all, and then the kind of the back and forth with who's playing, who's not, who's getting carries, who's not. We really should try to run the football more. What do you mean, Mike? You're calling the plays, or are you? That kind of stuff. For him to maybe win 8, 9 games in a season with all that stuff going on and Dak Prescott gets hurt, yeah, you might have to entertain that thought of bringing him back, which led to the thumbnail of what I sent y'all on my last video about, would it be crazy to bring him back if the players and stuff, want him and they're playing hard. So anyway, that led us to the what's the girl's name? God, I can't think. That interviewed Dak in his car, and then he was saying that yeah, Mike would go back. That's his guy. A lot of my footwork and stuff to him and all this sort of stuff. But Jory Epstein, that's her name. Jory Epstein had to think about Welcome Back Carter. That's the only way I can remember that, because Epstein and Horshack and Vinny Barbarino and Freddie Boom Boom White. Yeah, okay, that's before y'all's time. You don't know about that. But anyway, that's how I remember that. And so, and then of course when Mike had his press conference, what are you talking about? I have more influence here than ever. I said, Mike, dude, you're gonna get fired at the end of the year. Dude, you might as well stand up for yourself. But anyway, that kind of leads to the night's game. So we get to the night's game. Cowboys are 5-7, Bengals are 4-8. Cowboys are a 5.5-point dog to the Bengals. Why? Because we know how it is. Styles make fights. Okay. Styles make fights. Sometimes it ain't who's the most talented team, is how those teams match up, right? I saw a game yesterday with the Bills and the Rams. Now, the Bills were favored by, even as though it was in SoFi, the Bills was favored by, I don't know, like 6 points or so. But I knew that the Rams probably had a good chance to win that, because the Bills don't have like an overwhelming offensive line or overwhelming defensive line that would, and I knew, because if you give Matt Stafford time with Puka and Cooper Kupp, they could win that game. And they did. Okay. So we get to the night's game, and it's a Styles make fights thing, because whereas our defense is playing probably as well as it's been playing, because we're starting to get all of our guys back. Remember the last thing I told you guys on my Thursday night video, after our Thanksgiving Day win, was we're gonna get Bland back, we're gonna get Diggs back, and those guys, Nealon, he was back tonight, and I said we might even get D-Law, but D-Law was a scratch, right? He didn't play on offense. Cooks, Ferguson, those guys back, and all that, and now we knew that we weren't gonna have Zach Martin, and that's another story, something I didn't cover. Zach Martin, they shut him down for the season with an ankle injury, and that should have been its own video, because that's like the end of an era, man. It might have been the best guard we've had in the NFL over the past like decade or so. So maybe something can be done or whatever with that. But but anyway, the night's game come, and the thing is, whereas our defense is playing well, our offense still ain't where it needs to be. Number one, you got Cooper Rush, who's a capable backup quarterback, but he got limitations. And those of us that's been shouting it from the rooftop, look, you can't just replace Dak Prescott with that guy, whatever you think of him, and think you can just run your normal offense because there's certain throws he can't make, certain routes he can't get the ball there. It just not. But in a spot here or there, yeah, he's a good backup quarterback, maybe one of the best in the NFL. Maybe that might be Jameis Winston, maybe, but but either one. He was 7-3 coming into the Niners game. But here's the thing. He's never scored more than 2 offensive touchdowns in a game that he's been in. Facts are stubborn things. So I even told a friend of mine when he was asking me what my perspective, and I probably should have came online and told you this because, like I predicted, the Steelers Cowboys game got the score right down to the very, that right down to the thing, right? I said, we could play a good defensive game against the Bengals and hold them to like 24 to 27 points, and we might lose at 24 to 20 or 27-20 because we won't be able to score 27. What was the score? 27-20. Okay. So, but I'm gonna tell you something. The game started well. Game started well for us, right? So, and so my thumbnail says Cowboys drop 27-20 to the Bengals. I know the low hanging fruit is everybody jump on Amani Oruwariye, and there's something to go on for that, but that's low hanging fruit because the fruit that I'm going to reach up and get is higher than that. Okay, but the game started off well, right? So um, we get the ball first. Well, first the Bengals get the ball. They win the toss. They get the ball, and of course they go 3 and out. If I can get my thing to do right here. Yeah, the Bengals go 3 and out. Okay, they go 3 and out on their first drive. It was a knockdown pass from Diggs, a run, don't get anything. And then, of course, when we get the ball and we go 10 plays, 11 play, 70 yards, touchdown, first quarter. Yeah, I didn't stutter. Yes, we scored a touchdown in the first quarter on the first drive for the first time this year. We had 2 firsts in this game, okay? Touchdown on the first drive. Our first time touching the ball, we drove 70 yards, capped off with a I want to say it was like a 11-yard touchdown pass to CeeDee Lamb in the back of the end zone, beat Mike Hilton, who's covering him on the slot, kind of broke to the outside, and 11 yards. Yeah, I was right. 11-yard touchdown pass, CeeDee Lamb on third down and 3rd and 5 was it? 4th and 1. Excuse me, it was 4th down and 1, and it's 7-0. Now, of course, the Bengals make their adjustments as they do because you got an all-world quarterback, and Zach Taylor is a good play caller, a little pass happy for my taste, but and they kind of adjusted their routes. Kind of went to more screens, more underneath, some shorter routes. And they matriculated themselves down the field, went right down the field, hit a beautiful front of the pylon catch throw to Jamar Chase, his first of 2 touchdowns. He scored their first touchdown and their last touchdown. Both of them was on Bland. And this one, Bland, about as good a coverage as you can have. Ball was just in there, just perfectly thrown. It's 7-7. Of course, now we get the ball and we go right down the field, and we really should have scored a touchdown or a field goal, but the routes got screwed up with CeeDee Lamb, and it sort of uh, it got tipped and picked. All right, and of course now the Bengals kind of go and get that, and then they go down and they turn it over on down, so we go down and we get a field goal. Okay, so it's 10-7. Okay, but then the Bengals go 4 plays or 6 plays in 64 yards, and they get a touchdown. A nice little 19-yard pass, screen pass. I really thought that Diggs probably should have got off his block and made a tackle on that, but he's really not the most amorous tackler, and Chase Brown scoots right down the sideline. I thought he stepped out at the 3-yard line, but under further review, he got in the end zone. It's 14-10. And then, of course, now we punt. We go 3 plays and punt, and we only go 27. See, that's kind of the theme here, because the problem is we have to understand we have a limited offense. Okay, even with all our play, because we just can't get. Even with all our players, we got Cooks and we got CD Lamb and we got Tolbert, but only Cooks, only CD Lamb got more than one catch from my wide receiver group. Okay, so that means either our wide receivers aren't good enough or our scheme isn't good enough to get those guys open. Okay, so we go on our next drive. We go 3 plays, go 5 yards, and we punt and we hold the ball for 27 seconds. We can't do that, okay? If it's nothing more than run the ball up the middle 3 times, at least that's 2.5, 3 minutes on the drive and gives your defense time to rest. Because you're playing a high-powered offense. The name of the game should have been possess the football. Limit their opportunities to possess the football. Because as long as Joe Burr, Joe Broadway, whatever you want to call him, is on the sidelines, that's a win. But if we go out there thinking we, got this high-powered offense and we're going to go toe-to-toe with them, we can't do that. Run the ball. Occupy the clock. Throw high-percentage throws, okay? So we go 3 plays, punt, and then the Bengals go 7 plays and go 36 yards and kick a field goal, so it's 17-10 at the half. And so I'm thinking man, they have out time of possession to us, which we can't let that happen. They got more on the scoreboard than us. Man, if we don't come out this third quarter and do something, man, and if the Bengals get the ball and score again and make it 20-10 or 24-10, it could be over, okay? Because that'll take us out of our element because we'd be down more than one score. But you know what the Cowboys did? They did another thing that we hadn't done in a long time. Of course, now it got ugly because we got the ball with 40 seconds left before half, and they thought they was going to get a quick one down and get a double dip, score before halftime and get the ball in the first or third quarter. And we almost had 2 picks, and we should have just shut that down. Okay, but we did something. All right, we did something. Our first drive of the third quarter, we go 8 plays, we go 70 yards, culminating in a 3-yard touchdown to Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks been back 2 games, got 2 touchdowns. Okay. And it tied the game at 17-17. And then we kind of get the ball later. We stop there. We get an interception. They were driving. We pick Joe B off, inside the 25-yard line. And then we go down and we kick a field goal. We drive 13 plays, 54 yards, a lot of runs, a lot of, and we kick a field goal. And then then the Bengals get the ball and they do the same thing and they go and they kick them a field goal, right? Tied up at 20. And it was kind of like that kind of thing, 2020, 2020, all right, all the way to the fourth quarter. And then about the 6-minute mark is kind of when it got stupid to me, okay? Got to stop, okay? I think we end up getting a sack. I want to say it was, I think Maris Leofauer had 2 sacks. Let me verify that because I think he had 2 sacks. Let me see if I want to say he had 2 sacks because he got one and he kind of accidentally got a hold of. He got 1.5. So that means he had 2 sack opportunities. He got a half a sack. I think that was a half a sack on that one, and the ball came out, and then I think it got recovered by Donovan Wilson. But I think he got a little bit of Joe B's face mask that he didn't get called. Okay. And we get the ball back, 6:31 left in the game. We get the ball back on our 20-yard line after the punt. All right. First play, Rico Dowdle cuts back, starts left, cuts back right, big hole, rumbles out to the 34-yard line, gain of 14. I'm like, oh, yeah. All we need is about 20 more yards, and we in Brandon Aubrey's field goal range, right? And I'm like, yeah, we leaning on that run game. Let's get it. And you know what happened? Rico Dowdle never got another carry. At about the 5-minute and like 45-second mark or whatever, after that play was over with, Rico Dowdle never saw the ball again. Because we played play fake on the next drive, rolled Cooper Rush out to the left, and he's right-handed, which means he didn't have his shoulder square, and he threw an off-target pass to Jake Ferguson, who was open, but Cooper Rush is a limited quarterback. He's okay, but you got to keep the menu limited, all right? Now, if he's rolling right, I can see that. He can just roll and just throw, right? But he's rolling left and throwing right, which means he's got to square his shoulders up before he makes his throw, and the throw is off kilter. Then he tried something over the middle, nearly got tipped and picked, and then he threw another incompletion on third down. So after that first down, 3 straight passes, about maybe, I don't know, 4 minutes and 50 some odd seconds, and it goes right back to Cincinnati. And they get a couple of first downs. And then Micah and Leofow and all those guys decided, like, nah, we ain't letting this mess happen. We getting after these guys. First of all, there was a screen pass to Jamar Chase. There was a hole by number 80. I can't think of his name, on Jordan Lewis. Got him by the collar here. And they backed him up 10 yards. Okay, 2 plays later, Micah's screaming off that left corner, and Kobe Brown, I think maybe his name, Kobe. I can't think what his name is, but he held Micah, had him right around the collar, right around the neck here, and that's another holding call. So that's back-to-back holding calls. And then they get a little pass in the middle of the field for like 6 yards. So it's 4th and 20. And then Leofow is unleashed again. Another sack. Gets him around the shoe tops. Sacks him around the 19-yard line. 4th down and 27. So they punt. Now, apparently Bones had the punt block on because Nick Vigil, who ain't played in about a month, man. Good to get Vigil, because that's one of Mike Zimmer's dudes. He had him at Minnesota. Nick Vigil comes through, gets a punt block, but it's sort of like a tipped punt block. It's not like a total block because it still scoots forward. It was sort of a weird play because you had Amani Oruwariye, number 27. He's really like a gunner, and the ball kind of bounces over to him, and it's sort of a bang play. I know everybody called him a dummy, a hot dog play, Superman play. He trying to be hero play, and I didn't take it that way at all. I just thought he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. And the ball the ball's coming. I should try to get it. It's right there. Go get it. And it glances off of him, and it gets recovered by the Bengals. Now, silly old me, I'm still thinking it's our ball because I'm thinking, because here's what I'm thinking. Because I think it's and y'all gonna call me stupid or whatever. That's fine. I've been called worse. I think it's a dumb rule, okay? I'm going to tell you why I think it's a dumb rule. Because you had a 4th down and 27, right? And you punted, and your punt got blocked. Now, to me, I'm thinking Oruwariye because he just got to the team. He's been hurt ever since like I don't know like the probably the San Francisco 49ers game. If not the Detroit Lions game, he's been out like a month or two, month and a half or so, right? And he just got back. So they called him up today. This is his first game back, right? And CJ Goodwin, who's our normal gunner on special teams, got his hamstring hurt, so he ain't in the game. Okay, he's our special teams ace, right? So to me, I'm thinking Oruwariye is thinking, I better get them from stop them from because he's probably thinking if they get that, they can advance that and get the first down and keep the football. Because that's what I thought, right? If they get it, they can get the foot, they can catch the, get the, advance it to, get the first down. Because it's like a block, it's like a fake punt. I don't know. I don't know the rules on all that stuff. So he's trying to stop them from doing that, or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what's all going through his mind, right? But when they recovered, I'm thinking, well, at least we got it there. We got it there. I wish they could have blocked it backwards and we could have got a touchdown out of it. But he said, no, it's Bengals ball. I'm like, Bengals ball? They didn't get the first down. So to me, I think it's a dumb rule because why should that negate a 27-yard to gain on fourth down because the ball glanced off of my guy? If they get it, it should be beyond the yard to gain for them to be able to retain possession. To me, that's only fair. Why you still get the ball in this 4th and 22, 27, and you only gain like 5 yards or 10 yards on the thing, and just because it glanced off of one of my guys, you get to keep the ball. What kind of foolishness is that? But I guess it's just like a punt, right? But that's not a punt return. That's a punt block. That guy not set up to return that. He set up to wedge on the punt return, the wedge or whatever. He's not, he's a gunner, Now, and maybe he knew the rules. I don't know. I don't know it, but I still think that's a dumb rule. You shouldn't get the only way you should get to keep the ball is if you able to recover that ball that's past the line of the game. You shouldn't get a get out of a jail free card because it glanced off of me. You got your punt blocked. Whatever, man. But in retrospect, I guess it's just like the Leon Lett thing. I remember that Thanksgiving Day way back in 1993. What was that? 31 years ago. I remember it. I was like 27 years old or something like that. 26, young buck, about half the age I am now. Right? I was sitting there watching that, and I'm like. And I thought the same thing. I said, well, we just have to kick it again. Like, no, no, you touched it, and the Dolphins, we touched it. That was and they get to keep the ball, and I'm like, huh? They got their field goal blocked. Why do they get to keep it? I don't get why that's a thing, but same thing here. You got your extra point block. Now, if they block the field goal and recover it, and it's beyond what their first down yardage was, I'm all for that. But I think it needs to be if they recover that, it's got to be beyond where the first down marker is. And either if it's a punt block, field goal block, or whatever, I don't think you should keep that if it's less than what you should have got to get the first down. That's just me. To me, rules got to make sense. That's just who I am. I can't just go because that's the rule. But why? Where's the sense in it, right? So, all right. So let's. So the Bengals got the ball back with about a minute and like 40 some odd seconds left because this is right after the 2-minute warning. Because the 2-minute warning is right with their Maris Lewis foul sack. Then the punt block came right after the 2-minute warning. They recovered it like 151 or whatever. And they got a first down, and then they got another play, and then they threw it to Jamar Chase, ran a little speed out route, stopped short on Bland, spun out of it, didn't catch him. Touchdown, minute and like 25 or so seconds left. We got 3 timeouts, and we go like 4 and out. Get a first down on the first play to CeeDee Lamb, and then we go we get sacked. And then we get a 7-yard, second and 15, and we get a 7-yard completion to Jake Ferguson, and then the incompletion on 3rd and 15. And I know on one of those routes, Um, it could have got the last route. I know he was going to Ferguson. It was high, and that was ball game. And Micah was none too pleased about the thing because he walked off as soon as the game was done. Now the one thing I don't like Micah showing, because you are a leader on this team. You can't be belly aching and mooting and complaining. Mouth. Of course, now Micah might say, "Well, Uncle Fred, how can I win? Because I was pissed off on the Eagles game. You and CeeDee Lamb was yucking on the sideline. Y'all getting y'all's butts, getting your heads kicked in. Ain't nothing funny about that. So when we do lose a game that we really had all intents and purposes could have won, yeah, I kind of do want you to kind of own that and be upset because you did lose. So I guess I'm gonna give you a little pass on that. But here's the outcome of the game. Now I know I've listened to a couple of content people, and everybody's all beating up Amani Oruwariye for that play, and it was sort of a bang bang play. I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he was thinking I got to keep them from getting it. Could he have been thinking if I catch this, I can return it for a touchdown? I don't know. Or maybe he was just trying to, make a play. I don't know what he was thinking. I know he know in his wildest dreams that he think the ball was coming his way because he think it was going to get punted off, right? And that gave them the ball back, and that was the winning margin. They went 3 plays, 57 yards, touchdown, ball game. And that would be the easy fruit, to blame Amani Oruwariye. I hope I'm pronouncing that dude's name right, because I think he had been playing well for us this year until he got hurt, right? Now, he had been playing better than Kalen Carson. That's why you ain't seen Kalen Carson. I know he'd been hurt with the shoulder and stuff, but Kalen Carson hadn't been playing well. He was playing like a fifth round guy. He hadn't been playing well. Okay, he had a lot of promise coming in, but he hadn't been playing well, right? So we lose the game, and that's easy just to blame Oruwariye. It's easy to blame him, right? It's very easy to play him. Just looking to see. I see I got 4 people on with me right now. Y'all can leave a comment or something if you like, and we can talk about this game, because this game took people up through a lot of changes, man. A lot of people I was checked out their content, and a lot of them was like, bummed out, man, because it was a game we really should have won. Okay, because we did the things that we should have done to win it on one side of the football. We limited them offensively. Now I know it don't look like that. Let's look at the tape. All right, let's go look at the tape. Let's look at the tape. Okay. All right, let's do this. All right. Yeah, share my screen with you here. Let's see here. Let's go right here. Okay. Nah, let's stop sharing that one. Let's see here. All right, let's go here. Let's try this one. I have to figure out which one of these things it is here. Let's see here. Yeah, let's go with this one. Share this one. Yeah, this is the one right here. All right. All right. As you see right here, well, let's do this. All right. As you see right here, Cowboys had 322 yards. You see it's up here. Cowboys had 322 yards. Bengals had 433. But we had a whopping 156 yards rushing. You see that? 156. You see that right there? 156 yards rushing to their 74. Okay. Now, they had 359 yards passing. I think Joe Burrow threw for like 337 or something like that. I think they had 2 sacks. Um, and I think we had 17 first downs. Let's see here. Let me go back to here. I want to say first downs. Let's see here. Yeah, Joe Burrow was 33 out of 44, 369, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Leading rusher was Chase Brown, 14 carries for 58 yards. He had a 10-yard run, was his longest. Cooper Rush was 16 of 31 for 183 yards, and he got sacked a couple times. Okay. So anyway, I want to say, let's see here. See, box score. Go to box score here. All right. Team stats. That's what I was looking for. Team stats. All right. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing we couldn't do. We couldn't lose time of possession. Time of possession, because we had 156 yards rushing. All right. But we only possessed the ball for 26 minutes and 49 seconds. So they're 33 and 11. Okay. We only had 17 first downs and they're 23 first downs. Okay. Let's scroll down a little further. Go down a little further. All right. You can stop right there. All right. Third down conversions. They were 4-10. We were 4 out of 12. Okay, fourth downs, they were 0-1. We were 1-2. Total net yards, 433 to 322. Total plays, they ran 55 to our. Total plays, they ran 65 to our 59. Okay. So anyway, that's that. So let's stop sharing and let's go back here. All right. So let me put my stuff back up here. So really, the assignment was simple: possess the football, keep the Bengals off the field. So that means if you got to run that thing 38 times, you run the ball 38 times. Dang, I forgot to see how many times we rushed the ball. I'm gonna tell you right here. It's right here. It's right here. I'm gonna look it up right here on my phone. Rushing attempts 25. Now some of them, I think Zeke had like 2. I think CD and Turpin had 1 apiece. So it was a total of 25 rushes, and you threw the ball 31 times. Now, if you got 150 some, Rico Dowdle only had 18 carries for 131 yards. So why would he not have, 28 carries, 25 carries, 27 carries to keep the ball? Like when they got the ball back with 6 minutes to go and he got that 14-yard run. Yeah, I might have did that misdirection on that bootleg on that first play. I'm coming right back to him, see if he can get 6 or 7 on the next play. Okay? Because that's eating up clock and that's keeping them on the field. That was a possession in the third quarter when we possessed it for 41 seconds. Because we went 3 and out. 41 seconds. You can't do that against a high-powered offense. That might be the most high-powered offense we're going to see, except maybe Detroit, that we've seen this year. Okay? And you got to keep the ball from them because because the Bengals got a better quarterback. I'm going to tell you right now, Joe Burrow might be the best quarterback of the league. I know everybody says Patrick Mahomes, but Joe Burrow playing for the Bengals. They're allergic to spending money Bengals. All right? They got Duke Hobart is their GM. They ain't got Brett Veach. Okay, they don't have a world class front office. That's the Bengals. They still got to walk across the street, across a street, an intersection to get to their training facility. Bengals are cheap. Okay, Joe Burrow is probably the best, well all around quarterback in the league. Throwing ability, smarts, mobility, arm, ability to change arm angles, do all that stuff. He can do all that stuff, right? And second to maybe AJ and Devontae, which I don't even think. I think Jamar is better than either one of those two, but I think uh, the Devontae is better than T Higgins. But as a tandem, you got Jamar Chase and T Higgins with with Joe Burrow and Mike Gesicki. Come on, dude. You got to protect yourself. And the defense, I thought, played well, but I thought Mike got out of himself because he got throw happy because that's not Dak Prescott we got today. We had Cooper Rush, okay, and I thought it was, it's like my thumbnail says here. I thought it was malpractice for a running back to have 7.5 yards almost running the football and him only get 18 carries. Understanding that we have to possess the football in order to win against a high-powered offense. Because I even said we might hold them to 24 to 27 points, and that's the least they scored in a long time. They scored 38 points against the Steelers. Dude, you know how good our defense had to play to keep them at 20? Really, at 20. If we don't touch that block punt, they're held to 20 points. You know how good your defense had to play to hold them to 20? And you just throwing the ball, throwing it all over the yard, stopping the clock. Come on, Mike. So one thing I will say, and then of course there's some bad things about this game. We had some injuries. I know Cooper Beebe had a concussion, and I think they had to bring in. I don't know if Brock Hoffman played center because I know T.J. Bass was in there, so I guess he did. He brought in T.J. Bass in at guard and brought Brock Hoffman in at center. Okay. The Marion Overshown had a nasty I think it was that kid Wyatt. Is that his name? I can't think of his name. That offensive lineman. He got caught up with him and got his knee buckled up under him. They haven't said what it is, but I think they said it might be serious. I just hope it isn't an ACL tear. I hope it's some sort of a strain or a sprain. Or something to that effect, because I know he just got back from that, and if it's an ACL, that might make him miss half of next year too. So I hope and pray that it's not an ACL tear. Okay, and then of course C.J. Goodwin, who's our special teams ace, who had his hamstring strained earlier in the game, and he's the reason why Oruwariye was in the game when he was in there. So just kind of keep that in mind. But one thing this game did do for us, I'm having problems with my eye, like something's in it or something. The thing I have noticed about that this game did do, it kind of opened up some things because we were thinking, dang, the team is playing well. It's doing some stuff, right? Would it be terrible if Mike came back? And then you get a game like this, and you see how well we're running the ball, how well we're just playing the game with that level. And of course, you got Cooper Rush, and then Mike McCarthy cannot get it past himself to throw the ball 31 times. So to me, yeah, you might need to go ahead and this might have just cleared the decks. Like, you know what, man? This opened our eyes. Gee, we forgot the 55 throwing attempts we had, the 49 attempts we had against the Eagles, the 55 we had against the Texans. Yeah, we might have forgot. This is who this guy is. He wants to throw the ball all over the yard, okay, even when we're not set up to do so. So yeah, as much as it's going to hurt Dak to get another guy, I think this game cleared some things up a little bit. It was a little foggy before this game. Now it's cleared up quite a bit. Yeah, Mike. And Boss Cowboy said something on his stream tonight. I was watching a little bit of him before I came on with you guys. he's thinking maybe Jerry's pulling the string because it's like, hey man, we're paying CD all this money. Why would we want to run the ball 40 times? And but we don't have the wherewithal or the ability to get the ball down the field. On that possession when we had 6 minutes to go, one of the throws was a throw to Brandon Cooks, where he fought the defender and just turned around. And even Troy Aikman said, if Cooks just fights through that and goes down the field, there's not a safety behind that. He could have had him, right? But most of our routes, we run downfield and just turn around. And there's no zigzag, no wiggle or nothing to that. We just run to the sticks and turn around. Okay, that's all Mike. That's a product of Mike McCarthy, right? That's his scheme. That's what he's running, right? And doesn't matter if we get Dak back or whatever next year. No matter who we get in free agency next year, I'm afraid I can't trust to have Mike back next year because I feel like it's going to be more of the same stagnant refusal to get with the modern concepts of offensive imagination. I'm gonna tell you something. If y'all ever get a chance, go back and watch that Bills Rams game from yesterday. Because I watched it and I had play caller envy like a mug, man. I had play caller envy like a mug because Sean McVay was in his bag. Okay, I mean he was calling fake motion jet sweeps with Puka Nacua, and then when Sean McDermott kind of like, oh, okay, we're gonna play off of that. Okay, I'm gonna fake the jet motion and I'm gonna hand the off tackle to the right and still gonna get a touchdown going the other way. What you thinking and all the momentum going what's this way? I'm gonna counter it with this. That's what a good play caller do. And it's always amazing to watch people that likes to watch the flow of the game and not just watching it as an aggregate, but watching the nuts and bolts of the game and watching the in or outs and of the routes and the blocking schemes of the offensive line and stuff. It's good to see a good play caller who's in his element. He's like, oh, okay, you want to do this? Watch what I do to counter that. We don't have that. Okay. And there's something Boss Cowboy said, because he was talking about something that Mike Martz said. Mike Martz used to be the offensive coordinator, the greatest show on turf. He said a good play caller got to be able to shift gears, change gears when necessary. Mike don't seem to be able to have that. Okay. He don't have no bag. He got a one-trick pony. I'm going to throw the ball. I'm going to throw it in the most elementary routes that I can run. And they don't have any pizzazz or any imagination. And it'd be over my dead body if we try to get him back one more year to run the same tired, stale, stagnant stuff. And I was trying to give Mike the benefit of the doubt. But tonight's game, I can't really do that. Okay. I know everybody want to blame Oruwariye, and that had a big part. Still think that's a stupid rule. But Mike, you could try to match them throw for throw. Joe only threw it 40 times. You can't have Cooper Rush throwing it 31, 32 times. They're not the same. You got to lean on your running game because that keeps Joe off the field. But we didn't do that. We lost the time of possession, lost the first down. We got the rushing attempts, got the rushing yardage and the average. But if we go three and out, because it was about 2 or 3 and outs when we threw the ball 3 consecutive times, can't do that. Because that's not the assignment. If we play in a team that's good against the run and soft against the pass, I get that. But we was having success running the football against them. Rico Dowdle, we should have had about 35 rushing attempts tonight, not 19, 20. Okay. But that's all I got, man. Hopefully, on the injury front, man, that all with Overshawn is not bad. I hope it's just a sprain or a strain or something to that effect, and we be able to get him back some point this year because he was starting to really come into his own. He really was starting to come into his own. But the Cowboys, so all this talk about maybe we could scoot into the playoffs. Yeah, that's over now, and so. Yeah. We play the Carolina Panthers next week. Carolina Panthers are trying to whoop us. So we got 5 wins. They got 3 wins. I promise you, they're trying to whoop us next week. So Let's put our best foot forward. We'll probably be going out there without Demo. Probably not going to have Cooper Beebe. So it's going to be a tall task. That's not going to be a gimme win. So we'll see what happens. I thought with 10, 11, 12 days off, we would have put forth a better game plan than we did, but that wasn't to be. So Cowboys taking on the chin, lose 27-20 to the Bengals, a game that really, that hay was in the barn. All we had to do was close the door. We just couldn't do it. What are you going to do? But anyway, man, please like. And then if you don't mind, yeah, your boy's Cash App is on the thing. I'm not monetized yet. I get a few more subscribers, maybe a few hundred more. We'll get up to that level. But, so if y'all want to send your boy a little change, that's my Cash App and whatnot. So, but please like and comment and subscribe to the Uncle Fred Sports Experience. Guarantee you will not be disappointed. It's all I got. A little disappointed tonight, but the season ain't over with. We got 4 more games. We're 5-8, 13 games in. Got 4 more games. We got Carolina. We got the Commanders. Got the Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know in what order. So we'll probably win 2 of those. So we're probably going to go 7-10. That's what I'm predicting. We'll be 7-10 with this season. Right now we're at the 12th pick. I predict we'll probably have about the 9th or 10th pick before it's all said and done. So anyway, that's all I got. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. God bless. Y'all take care.